All aboard! All aboard! Welcome to an ARC experience with Kiki. This is Hit the Freeway, a mental wellness show. Open your mind, sit back, and sail life with us. Join us in standing for the ARC anthem and let us get ready to hit the freeway.
All aboard and bring a friend. We don't want this thing too done. It could never end. Take a trip, an experience where we travel from coast to coast. Family event. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Stamp the book so we all can sail. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to the Ark, so we can make a post about where we're going next. About family wellness, about youth education, about children enjoyment, about culture and purpose. One love for our children. Communities that thrive, yes, we call them blessed. It's all about the TheARKatl.
Freeway Mental Health Show. Mental health is such an important topic in our families and society. We need to face it and embrace it. We are the artists, explorers of the world, on a mission to be what we were created to be. We are excited to celebrate have your family, friends, sit back and enjoy this mental health ride. Let's get ready to hit the freeway!
Hey you, yes you in the back, you in the front, and all of you from the screens, including me. How many times will we say, I'm okay, or I'm doing fine, I'm good, when asked, how are you doing? Come on, let's get real. Tell me how you really feel. Let's really live out the real in reality. How many times will we deprive the mind of real thoughts? Are we afraid our neighbor may see us differently? Are we hiding from something or running? Well, let me start. I've been running from since I was 13 years old until one day in my 20s, it all caught up to me. I bet you know this story, the mask you wear around others, and then the one that's buried under it all. One day you realize it's the only mask you have left because you have burnt all the others out. You doing too much until you have nothing. Do you know what the mind is saying at this point? A whole lot you finally must understand. Hello you, are you still there? I know you are, because then you reach that moment where God halts all things in your life to finally face the one place on your body that controls a lot of your decisions. What do? Do you let him in, or did you run? Hide, or silenced your internal broken song? But oh, the moment you arrive to your get your mind right. Did you search for that light deep down on the inside to let it shine, or did you hide and just say, I'm fine? Where is your light? In a world that may seem so dark, with a heart that may be broken, shattered, disappointed, or even in fear, how do you still shine with nothing good in your mind? Well, it starts by simply knowing that your light does not need batteries or fuel. Your light need you. So again, I say, where is your light? the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 Yeah. I am light. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. Oh, light. Yeah. Oh, light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Yeah. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
And now, welcoming Zakia Lescott, also known as Kiki, founder and CEO of TheARKAtl and host of this ARK experience.
I am light. You are light. We are light no matter where we are. The effects of mental health are prevalent in our communities more than now during this pandemic. The ARK got this vision in 2019. It was initially scheduled for 2020, but the coronavirus disrupted our nation, resulted in so many challenges and disruptions with humanity. In fact, according to data released from the CDC in June 2020, 1 in 4 adults ages 18 to 24 have thoughts of committing suicide. Mental health is something that we all face, and God knew the moment for Hit the Freeway would be now. Before I continue, let's have a moment of silence for those who lost their lives as a result of the pandemic, or others for other causes. Thank you so much for that, and continue to stay safe during this time. A pleasant good evening, beautiful people. I am Zakia Lescott, founder, CEO, and messenger of TheARKAtl. The ARK is an online education store with a focus on empowering families. Through the community, we host ARK experiences just like tonight to enhance family, education, and culture. Hit the Freeway is our second community event, and we are so excited to see you sailing life with us this evening. Hit the Freeway was created to bring a twist to mental health. It is not enough to just help our way through, but we have to wealth our way through. We need to frequently enrich our minds to become productive citizens in life. Participants in this show will be referred to as Freeists, A Freeist is someone that is letting go of all their internal and external bondages that suffocate their greatness to life. They will share their mental wealth stories to you and then hit the freeway, bypassing all the exits where they left their mess. These Freeists will present their mental health stories to you through a pre-recorded interview. And I hope that you enjoy them as they hit the freeway. Tonight, we will all embark on a mental wealth sail to the freeway. The freeway symbolizes a freedom path to their identity and purpose. We will hear and see the stories of 8 Freeists. This is not a runway because they are no longer running from their challenges, but this is the freeway because they are freeing themselves from what once held them captive. So now, let us begin. Please join me with a cheer, applause, or words of affirmation as each Freeist hit the freeway.
Ever had a time in life you were wrongfully accused? Up next to the freeway, we have Christopher Hector, a 30-year-old male who suffered the effects of being wrongfully accused and criminalized. Let us turn our attention to hear the story of Christopher.
I want you to just tell the people about a major story in your life that you overcome or are overcoming in regards to mental health.
I got myself put into the system, you can say, but I got myself arrested and put on probation for supposed to be 5 years, in which I was able to get out of that within 3.5 years. I used to be a club promoter in which I threw parties and everything, in which the security that was working at one of our events got paid off to let somebody underage into the event. And when my event was over, I saw the young lady outside just there looking for a ride. I said, "Are you okay? Anything?" The moment I dropped her home, her family was already in panic about her. So when I just happened to pull up and drop her home, there was a whole questionnaire and everything going south, saying for her to even be in my event, she had to be 18 or older. And you can say that was me being naive because I was like, this couldn't happen to me. I was proven wrong. But that's where my life went downhill. Well, I won't say downhill. I fell into a hole. And when I fell into the hole, as I was falling, all the feelings and emotions that came up was the letdown of my family, friends, and those that are close to me. How society and the system has me labeled with in their database, and everybody can look up and find out what's going on. While I was on probation, I was told, well, obviously I had to look for a job because there's fees and stuff that have to be paid. So I'm looking around trying to find work within my qualifications. Background check, email goes out. Decline. We can't hire you. So just trying to find a job as well, trying to get myself out of a funk by keeping myself occupied. That plan was a fail. So yet again, I tripped again within that hole and went a little bit deeper. My probation officer at the time somewhat noticed it, and he recommended counseling. Found a counselor, started talking. We had a whole group setting of people that are all registered sex offenders, but only issue I had with the class is like their situation and my situation is not the same, but we're all labeled as the same people. So just sitting back, listening, not sharing my input, but taking notes for vital information that was shared through the counselor. Everything made sense about how you choose to interact with people, how close you let people into your life, and what damage that can do to your mental space. So that was one of the great things that I learned while I was in counseling. So while in counseling, I found the rope. I started working my way hole that I fell into. My family in the beginning, even though they were all there for support, I felt like at the end of the day, I still let them down. So I know when they're not around me, they're probably wondering, wow, like why.
From all of that, if we take away family, if we take away loved one, if we take away the counseling, what, I guess, internally kept you during that time?
To be honest, nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Wow.
So
if family and friends and loved one and counseling wasn't there, do you think you would have the same outcome?
No.
So you really had no strength at that time.
Because the moment where when I hit the hole, I probably didn't mention it, but I had multiple thoughts of saying, yo, you know what? I can't do this. I really can't. I give up.
Right.
So it was like to a point where I could actually violate myself and get myself put in for years. Or it was a route of saying, yo, I really just give up. I'm not going back.
Right.
I can't do this.
Right.
So it's like suicide. Every time I had those thoughts of suicide or violating myself to get myself put in, it was either my niece and nephew that come around me or one of my closest friends called me.
Wow. I didn't even know it was a series of, you had things, and look at you now, you're here, and imagine if in that process, in that transition, if you had just think differently another way, or you didn't have that support, then I don't know, just being here to be able to do this, and I think that's why we go through things in life, to be able to do stuff like this. So the freeway, we're about to hit the freeway, you're coming out, you've overcome this, you're out of the black hole, power to that. So you're about to hit the freeway and just freeing yourself from that, and hopefully from this you can inspire others, and then it can reach more people that might be in a situation has no voice.
Right.
So how do you feel in preparing to hit the freeway? The show is some time from now, but how do you feel in preparing to hit the freeway? What's going through your emotions right now?
Just go flesh. Just foot on the gas. Just go for it.
Hey.
Give it up for Freeists #1, Christopher Hector, as he hit the freeway. When the quality of your life change based on what you and other people see on the outside, it's so much more than dry skin. Up next to the freeway, we have Freeists #2, Nicole Williams, a 35-year-old female with a severe case of eczema. But first, let's hear her story of how this all started.
Tell me a time about like a major mental health story in your life about Nicole.
Well, my mental health, I guess, experience is, I want to say it probably it's gonna stem around being, having eczema is my my mental health experience. It's not like a one-time thing; it's an ongoing thing. And so, with that, it's just like you never know. I could be fine one day and wake up the next day, and then it's like an up and down roller coaster. So I want to say throughout the years, it definitely made me feel down and depressed. Low self-esteem sometimes. I definitely have developed a complex throughout the year. When you have it severe, it's just kind of rough because people just really don't understand. They see you on the outside, but it's more than just the outside that is being affected. And it's definitely it's not something that's going to go away, and so it's something I just have to cope with and manage the best way I can. But it'll definitely bring you down. It definitely can bring you down and make you feel isolated and by yourself a lot. And it'll come down to the point where I've developed like anxiety sometimes going outside. Just leaving the house is just, it takes a lot for me just to leave the house. But, when people see you, they see your face. And when I'm flared up and face peeling and cracking, people stare and people look. So it's just, I was that one that, if I don't have to leave the house, I probably won't leave the house. I just feel like I can't be me. I feel like I'm in the shadows. I feel like I'm just, just always trying to cover up.
Always trying to hide and trying to
hide.
kind of go invisible just to make it, seem right.
And doctor after doctor, same prescriptions, same talk. I'm like, this is not working.
Exactly, it's not working.
Pray and pray, and you're just like, Lord, please help me. But it's just, I have just learned to just deal with it the best way I can and cope, and just it's good to have people around you that you can talk to, even though they may not experience it.
Like, what is your motivation, or who are your support system or resources, just to kind of push through that and keep going?
Well, nowadays, or just being blessed to see another day. You know how the saying goes, there's always somebody out there that have it worse. Even though when you're going through what you're going through, you feel like it's this absolutely a 10 on the scale. Things can be worse. I mean, I'm blessed to wake up. I can think about, what? God has brought me through it before. He will continue to bring me through it. You're going to have your good days and your bad days. Even though sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness.
Right.
I just saying, thank you for another day. I mean, having friends that you can talk to, friends that can check up on you, genuine people around you, family. Right now, my source, my strength is my little son. This keeps me going. It's like I got to keep on pushing because of him. He depends on me, so I can't give up or cave in. So, I think when God blessed me with a son, I was like, I think it was to, motivation.
I know you may not have a big picture of it, but how would you like to see yourself on that day? Like,
glammed up, I guess.
Hey, and that's what we're doing. Now, let me tell you this.
Maybe a different look, glammed up, just enjoy the moment.
No, I can't tell you a lot, but it's your day on that day.
Awesome.
It's your day. It's your day, so just ready to get ready, get your catwalk ready. Hopefully you got that in your back pocket.
Something I can work on towards then.
Right. Couture face, It's your day. So I'm just so excited. I'm excited for you with it. We're building behind the scenes, but I'm excited to see you. And I'm thankful to have you in it, and I want you to just free yourself.
Let us give it up for Freeist number 2, Nicole Williams. Tonight, she chose to wear her skin. The inner trials of family, parenting life, and hardships when communication and connection is not on one page. But somehow in these challenges, you found the middle, and it looks like a change is coming. Turn with me so we can hear the story from Freeist number 3, Anthony George.
So, Anthony, good afternoon and welcome. So, tell me, Anthony, about a major hurdle in your life that you have managed to overcome or is working to overcome.
I've had a relationship with my son that I was dealing with.
Yeah.
And in the process of that, it's been over took 17, so it's been over 3 years. And what relationship I thought I had, I saw that I didn't. His mother passed. Since that time, I've been working with, trying to relate to him and to what he's trying to do and what he's trying to get going. And as well, I've had open heart surgery, triple bypass surgery. So as a result of that, we've kind of been forced together, but we have a link that has been broken.
So some hurdles have been crossed and some bridges have been built as it pertains to the relationship with you and your son.
Yes, the bridges have been built, but it was there was a link between, I guess, since we were a family,
Yes.
at one point it was a link between his mother, myself, and him, But then since he's not here, and then we grew up because we divorced many years ago. That's been a problem to me, and I thought that I was closer to him than I am, but it turns out that I'm not, so we're still dealing with the hurdle with that.
Still working. Anthony, tell me, what tools or resources and outreach that you think that is needed for you to, that could be made available for you to make inroads into your situation and improving your mental health situation?
Well, counseling is something we haven't done that.
Okay.
As far as, maybe sitting down talking, we're trying to do that.
Yes.
And then we get things out, but I still don't feel like it's done. We've talked more now.
Yes.
And then we had to kind of come together when I had my triple bypass surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, I still don't think we've got the closeness that I wanted years ago when he was growing up, that I thought that I would be with my son, more so than my father.
But now that mental health is an open issue now, in the past it used to be a very secretive thing where people didn't talk about it and stuff like that. Are you now able to relate much more? That is, it's a much more talked about subject.
Yes, it is. I'm able to talk about it, but I do come from a generation, I would say, that was, unspoken. Yeah, it was unspoken.
Yes.
You tell what's happening, okay, and then I would think that
everybody's
I would
talking
talk
to shun you.
Yeah, well, I would talk to my father, but then he would say something to me, and I would listen. But in my mind, I said, well, I'm going to do what I feel like.
Right.
So, other things I think maybe you can go to your minister or something, and I've talked to some ministers about different aspects, but not particularly about that, because it's just something that's just not spoken about.
Absolutely. We're in the new year, 2021. How do you see yourself hitting the freeway on May 22nd as it pertains to where you were and where you are now and where you hope to go?
Well, I see that very positively, to say like that, because I have some other conditions that are such conditions, but I'm working on, there's better food now, I guess to say that. There's where you can work out or exercise, and then you can actually go to somebody and talk to them and tell them, well, this is what's going on,
Absolutely.
But you have to find the right kind of person to approach that.
Yes. You're basically saying that it's really important that you find somebody that you can hold in confidence, that you can open up to
and talk with,
and to know that they can really respect your feelings, respect what you're going through, respect your condition.
Right, and when in relating to me, that information will remain with that person. It's not going to be a
spread
spread all over town.
Stress is a great additive to mental health and stuff like that. Are you doing things to reduce your stress level, and are you exercising? Are you sleeping right? How is that?
Not sleeping right. I do have a machine, a CPAP machine.
Medication help?
Well, I have a lot of medication that I'm taking, but I don't know if one offsets the other. But, I have something that I am taking, and it seems like it helps. And then
This conversation has been very informative. I appreciate the time that we've spent together, and the fact that you were able to open up and share your story with us, and hopefully that people who have seen this and heard us, that they can learn something from us and take something away from what you have shared with us. And I wish you all the best. Hope things get better with you and with your son. Thank you very much.
Up next to the freeway, we have Freeist number 3, Anthony George, a 73-year-old male with a desire to reconnect deeply with his son. Have you ever feared the public and people, and you just need to find your confidence deep down somewhere? Well, I do, and I know someone who conquered. Up next to the freeway, we have our youngest Freeist, Alana Laneford, a 9-year-old girl who had anxiety and got through it. She is ready to hit the freeway, beautiful, confident, and strong. Turn with me so we can hear the story of Alana.
Hello everybody, my name is Isabel George, an ARKA for TheARKatl. I am 13 years old and I love to cheer. Today I am going to be having a mental health conversation with Miss Alana Laneford. But before we get started, Alana, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am 9 years old and I love to dance and sing, but sometimes I'm also shy.
Okay, I feel that way too sometimes. So Alana, tell us about a time in life when you struggled with your mental health.
When I was younger, I had a lot of anxiety and I didn't like going on stage or in public because it made me feel scared and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I feel that type of way too when it's like a lot of stress on me. And when I feel scared and I don't have confidence in myself and I don't believe in me, because it's like a lot and a stress. So what do you have there?
So I have a book and it's called Confidence is the Way. I wrote it because I want other kids like me to stay calm even when they have anxiety.
Okay, what's the book about?
It's about a little girl named Kennedy Rose, and she was nervous to go on stage, and so she had a special rock that she used, and that special rock helped her to get through her performance that she had, and she used it to stay calm. And after she finished her performance, she taught other kids how to be calm.
Okay, that's good. So is Kennedy like referring to how you feel sometimes?
She is, but she's a little bit different.
The way you're explaining it, and it's like really thoughtful and kind of you to think of other kids who feel like the same way as you. Who or what was your support system, and what type of help did you need to get through?
So I used a stress kit. I used the stress kit and I took it with me so I can hold on to objects to help me calm down.
Okay, what objects do you use?
I use objects such as teddy bears, squishies, balls, and I also use aroma pen.
Okay, does it help you every time?
Sometimes it doesn't help me. A book. I also made a bookmark, And on the bookmark, it said it has a few things you can use for your anxiety. It says you can use deep breathing, take a breath, meditation, or counting, emotional support animals, or aromatherapy.
That's good. I really like that. I'm pretty sure your book is going to be amazing. So, as you prepare to hit the freeway, how do you see yourself?
I see myself brave, beautiful, and strong.
That's really good. That was very powerful. That's actually really amazing that you feel that confident in yourself and how you feel when you start to be more open to the world. So thank you so much, Alana, for meeting with me today. It has been a wonderful time learning about you and getting to know you more. Girl, I cannot wait to see you when you hit the freeway.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let us give it up for Freeist number 4, Alana Langford, as she hit the freeway, brave, bold, and beautiful. If this is your first time to an ARC experience, welcome aboard. If you are joining us or returning with us for our second sail, welcome back. To give you a taste of how we sailed pre-COVID, let us welcome Amari Lewis as he takes us back in time, December 2019, to show us how we rocked the house for my family first ball in Spain. That's right, the whole family came out to the ball. Welcoming Amari Lewis to the freeway.
What's up, beautiful people? My name is Amari. Is everybody enjoying themselves tonight? It's a great show, right? Let us take it back to pre-COVID in December 2019 as we recap our first event, which was an event of a ball in Spain.
Welcome to Spain from TheARKAtl.
Let's give it up for the ARKers.
Before we move on, make sure that you follow us on our social media. You can follow us at Facebook or Instagram at TheARKAtl, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Ark Experience to keep up with the updates and the news with the Ark. You can also take a picture with your family, post a selfie on our Facebook or on our Instagram with hashtag #HitTheFreeway. And now, let us introduce the beautiful artist, talented, out of the Caribbean, from the U.S. Virgin Islands, Star Martin.
Night and the spirit of light calling, Mamela, and the voice with the fear of a child answered, oh, Mamela. Wait, there's no mountain too great. Hear these words and have faith. Oh, have faith. He lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. Into the water, into the truth. In your reflection, He lives in you. Oh mama, oh yeah. Oh, He lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. Into the water, into the truth. In your reflection, He lives in you. He lives in you. He lives in.
Everyone, give it up for Star Martin. Yeah, that was a really beautiful voice, and she's really, really talented. So right now, I just want to thank everybody for continuing with us up this far. And before further ado, I would like to reintroduce our host, Kiki.
I'm back, beautiful people, and let's continue this sale. How many of us enjoy the sound of life? But what happens when we must enjoy life with no sound? Up next to the freeway, we have Norissa Harris, a 41-year-old female who is ready to embrace the sound of life, even with her hearing loss. But let us hear the story of Norissa.
Hello, my name is Ariel Richardson, and I'm a college undergraduate student here in South Georgia. Today I have with me Miss Nerissa, and she is being welcomed into the TheARKAtl.
Hello, my name is Nerissa Harris. I am a mother of 4 kids with a grandbaby on the way in July. In my spare time, I enjoy spending time with family and friends.
So, Nerissa, tell me about a time when you struggled with your mental health.
Okay, in 2009, I experienced the death of my mother due to complication with diabetes. The following year, I almost lost a son due to a dirt bike accident, and he was diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries. While still taking care of my son, I began to notice that I couldn't hear out of my left ear. I went to my regular doctor and he referred me to an ear doctor. There they tried hearing aids and also tried prednisone to see if my hearing would come back. Neither worked, so he suggested that I take good care of my right ear, and if I was to notice anything different, Called them as soon as possible. Well, a few months later, I started losing in my right ear.
I can see how that string of events can cause issues in your mental health. So, Narissa, what tools or resources did you use to improve your mental health?
To cope with this, I first had to learn to accept myself because if I don't, why would anyone else? I've had to forgive people, not for them, but for me. I had to realize that those who really love and care for me will accept me for who I am. I don't see myself as having a mental illness, more of suffering from depression. Some days are good and some days are not so good. And it's normal for all of us to feel sad sometimes. I have my family and very few friends that keeps me going, and they don't treat me as a person with a disability. They are patient with me and don't get frustrated with me when I can't understand. I don't know sign language that well, so I communicate by reading lips, writing, or sexing.
I can see how strong you are in the way that you were able to handle life's changes. So, as you hit the freeway, how do you envision yourself?
I envision myself as being the beautiful black woman who is becoming more confident in the skin I'm in, no matter what's wrong with me or how others may see it. I know that I'm blessed to be here to even tell my story, and I hope that I help someone else to be able to deal with any situation they have going on.
Well, I just want to take the time to say thank you. You have created a newfound strength in yourself, and we appreciate you sharing your story.
Give it up for Freeists number 5, Narissa Harris. As a young lady who fought through her battles, she regrets not even the tough ones because it has made her who she is today, and she loves this her. Up next to the freeway, we have Freeists number 6, Imani Holloman, a 16-year-old female who suffered severely from depression, but got through it and is thriving today. But first, let us hear the story of Imani.
Imani, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Imani. I'm 16 years old. My favorite color is pink. I love pink. It's so pretty. And one of the things like I like to do to like keep me busy is like making stuff and like decorating stuff.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, thank you for that. We're just going to jump into our first question. Can you tell me a story in your life that you overcame or are overcoming in regard to your mental health?
So, this is about something that I'm still overcoming. It's about self-harm. I started cutting around like September of last year, and for me, it's like a stress reliever, and it's a really bad coping skill, and it's something that I'm really struggling to work on because it's been like my clutch to when I'm feeling depressed when my medications aren't working, and it's been really hard to overcome it, but that's a story that um yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but hopefully that there are some tools or resources that you have been using to help you improve this. Do you have any?
um like I said, making stuff, like crafting stuff, is actually one that helps me get my mind off of it. Looking at large bodies of water is really peaceful and comforting. And being with my little sister, it reminds me that like I still have hope. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Can you walk us through the sense of relief or the reasoning why you were cutting? Can you explain like how that makes you feel?
Mhm. So when you're like emotionally numb and like it feels like you can't feel any emotions within your body, you're just blank, and then feeling that physical pain, it kind of helps feel something, you know. um it's different for everybody. Some people do it because they feel like they need a punishment. Some people do it for different reasons. My reasoning is I just need to feel something because I feel nothing in the state that I'm in right now. And it almost feels like when you're drowning and all the emotions that you feel, like you feel nothing, but you feel everything at the same time. It's a sense of coming back up for that long breath of air from you being in the ocean for so long. And it gives that tiny sense of relief and like hope. That's what it does for me. That's the feeling that it gives for me. Cutting can be very confusing for people who don't do it. I'm trying to educate my mom on how it makes me feel and how it helps me, even though I need to stop because it's very unhealthy. But a lot of people don't understand, like, if you're already in pain, then why cause more pain? But when you want to feel pain, then it's like a good pain, if that makes sense.
Totally understand. So finally, as you prepare to hit the freeway, how do you envision yourself for that moment?
In that moment, I feel like I'm Beyonce, but I feel like it's my first step toward, um, let's see, expressing my mental health more. And it's a journey because I really want to help others with their mental health with my experiences. So I feel like it's my first big step.
Awesome. That is really great, honestly.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much. No problem. Thank you so much, Imani. And let's get ready to hit the freeway.
Let's welcome Freeist number 6, Imani Holloman. What happens when the person we have become is totally unrecognizable to the person we always wanted to be? Can our former, more blameless self-help snatch us back from the brink by reminding us of who we truly are? Miss Donna tells now of her experience when she used her body and what went on in her mind that almost led to near disaster. Let us take a look.
Donna, would you like to do a brief introduction of yourself?
Sure. I'm retired, very glad to be so, because it gives me more opportunity to do things that I feel are really meaningful in terms of social justice activism, like standing up for Black Lives Matter, other such things. And I'm very active with my church. I'm a church warden.
So I know, throughout your life, you have had some faced with many challenges. Would you like to share some of your life stories?
First, just to kind of give some background about my life, leading up to it. When I was about 12, I got interested in theater, and I thought, well, maybe I can contribute something to the arts by becoming an actor, singer, dancer. And I did well academically, and I went through high school in 3 years, and then I went on to a semester and a half at the University of Missouri, where I buried myself in the theater department. And then, against my parents' wishes, I decided to drop out of college, and I set my sights on coming to New York to study acting. And I moved off campus and into a hippie co-op where I began smoking pot and using hallucinogenics and experimenting with other drugs while I was also earning money modeling at the university's art school. And so while I'd been responding to ads for jobs, I'd seen that there were quite a few ads for jobs that were very different from what they first appeared. And they were higher paying, quote, opportunities for attract young ladies, especially if they were white, and if they were willing to do a certain kind of work. And to make a long story short, I became a call girl to pay for acting school. And just to make it through the day, I started using more and more drugs. And I smoked pot almost constantly and continued using hallucinogenics regularly. And I also started snorting methamphetamine. And with all of this, the lines between truth and my imagination began to blur. Walking down the street, I would start having these hallucinations as men came in my direction. I would see myself shoot them point blank. And that also, yeah, you can imagine that scared the living daylights out of me also, but I couldn't make it stop. And by the way, when the men got close enough, I could see they weren't doing anything. It was all in my head. And with that, my drug-addled mind and my ever-increasing animosity at men, I realized then if I continue on the way I am going, there are 3 places I'm heading. It's either the mental institution, prison, or 6 feet under.
Wow.
That was the turning point.
That was the turning point. At that time, did you feel like you had some kind of resources or support system for you at that point? I know that you said it started off at a younger age, but did you feel like you had some resources?
Well, in a way, see, when I said that little girl, what I thought of was that little girl I used to be that wanted so much to be a good person and do something good for humanity. And just look at me. I felt like she wouldn't even recognize this person I had turned into. And I knew that I had to change my life or something really, really bad was going to happen. And I walked away from that life forever. And I think you'll also be glad to know that soon thereafter, I also stopped using drugs. And that's been a thing of the past. Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel and envision yourself as you get ready to stroll the freeway? How do you feel? How do you vision yourself?
Oh, I feel so great because when I was that lost young woman I was telling you about, I did not expect to live to be 25. And to think that I'm going to hit the freeway at the age of 72, I mean, I just feel fabulous. And I envision myself as a woman who, by the grace of God, was given a second chance at life.
Awesome. Well, I definitely commend you. I thank God for his grace and mercy over you, over all that you have accomplished within life. I really appreciate that you really taking the time to speak with me, Ms. Donna, and sharing your inspiring story, because I'm definitely sure, you're going to make that connection to others out there, to the other young girls out there. Just continue to elevate yourself. I look forward to seeing you on May 22nd as you stroll down that freeway. Congratulations. It has been my pleasure to speak with you today. And again, elevate yourself and keep striving and rejoice.
And now, let's welcome Freeist number 7, Donna Lamb, a 72-year-old female who is embracing new chapters in her life and sailing from the lens of retirement. Donna Lamb, everyone. When a medical woe becomes your life issue, when you can't control what's happening to or around you, when it seems the only alternative is weathering the storm, when there's so much love in your heart and you remember, oh, give some to myself. Our final freeist, Shanta Douglas, hit the proverbial freeway of life. But first, let's hear her story.
Shanta, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a full-time social worker. I did hair for 20 years. I'm trying to get back into traveling. That's my goal. I love reading. I do love writing. Very simple. I'm a very simple individual.
Tell me a moment in your life when you faced, a challenge in regards to your mental health and sort of how you overcame that.
When I was about 19, I started experiencing severe abdominal pains. A lot of it, I would encounter the pain mostly through a sexual act, or maybe probably upset. These were the earlier years. I went to the doctor, found out that I had fibroids. We discussed surgery, and by the age of 21, I had my first surgery to remove fibroids. By the following month, Linda, the pain persisted. So now we're dealing with fibroid removal and abdominal pain that comes on pretty close to when my cycle is about to start, and no real solution. This continued on for the first, give or take, my entire adult life. Let's start there. I've even been to a doctor where it was expressed to me that perhaps it may be psychosomatic.
Wow.
So
how discouraging.
Now, exactly. And now I'm questioning my mental health.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find doctors. I've, had multiple surgeries going forward. Found a little bit of release with birth control. I used birth control for 10 years for what they started treating perhaps maybe endometriosis. By surgery number 3 and 4, we're not finding any endometriosis, but I'm still receiving pain. I'm towards my 40s, hypertension, and the doctor relates to me that hypertension and birth control is a recipe for a stroke. So we're going to have to stop you from your birth control.
Yeah.
But what about the pain?
Right.
So I cried. I would prefer to have my birth control than deal with the pain that I was experiencing.
I feel like the beauty of that is that you're able to share your story. So with that, I know you felt like you were by yourself, even with a therapist. So what support do you feel like you needed, and how are you working on improving your mental and your physical health right now?
I think I can't say that my family wasn't supportive. They've always been, but it's hard to accept support when you feel like you're alone. Particular situation. So I have great sisters, I have great family members, lots of females, and many of whom know my challenges, and I can speak to them. But just like your friends, your family and your sisters are people too. And sometimes the feedback that you receive, that is not what you want to hear. It's because it's something that you can't relate to. So you find yourself in a space or a place where you start to disappear.
How do you envision yourself as you hit the freeway?
Visualizing myself in a place mentally to follow that says, I accept certain truths about my experience, and also acknowledging that there are other options that can fulfill my greatest desires.
Yes, that's amazing.
that you said that you're accepting your options. I think that you've gotten to a point where you're like, you know what? This is what I can't control, and this is what I can, and this is what I'm going to do about it. And I just think that's so beautiful. And you have a testimony, you have something to tell the world and to tell other women. And just like you're doing right now, we're all proud of you for telling your story and your experiences so other people can start to heal as well. So thank you so much for telling us your story.
Let's give it up for Freeist number 8, Shanta Douglas.
My beautiful people, we are almost to the end.
This has been an amazing journey with us all. We have heard 8 life-changing stories. But what is your story? Because your story matters to the journey.
We come from all walks of life, yet the commonality is that we are all doing life together.
How do we help each other to have the best experiences on earth? How do we win life together? How do we help ourselves despite the challenges, cruelties, and hardships? What if we each discovered our purpose on earth? When each one does their part, imagine what great things we can accomplish and the global impacts we can make. But before we make an impact, we must first be intact.
Tonight is certainly a sale we will never forget. But how did this all start? Everything has a beginning, so let's go back. How did God create the mind? Do we know what is in it? Do we know what it is made of?
We need to first understand the brain to understand our mental health. I'm gonna put a twist on it tonight. Mental health is the fact, but mental wealth is the act. Health is the fact because we know we have to take care of our bodies and our mind or it will diminish. But wealth is the act because we have to choose to do it. We need to take the necessary steps to enrich our brains with all it needs to support us in life. Let us not just health our way through, but wealth our way through.
We believe the mind should be cared for and strengthened.
By doing this, we can partner with our brains to help us in our daily lives and situations. Mental health to mental wealth. We cannot talk mental without the mind, which is in the brain. But how do we partner with our brain? I do not have all the answers, but joining us on the Freeway tonight, we have Dr. Heather Horton, a neurologist from Atlanta, Georgia, to give us more aspects of the brain and what we can do to partner with it.
Hello, I'm Dr. Heather Horton. I'm a board-certified neurologist, and I'm here to talk to you about your brains and the importance of your mental health and how to care for it. From the moment we're conceived inside of our mothers, our brains are continuously developing. At the age of 2, our brains are already 80% of the size that they'll be when we're adults. Our brains continue to develop until we're the age of 25. That's the age our frontal lobe, which is responsible for our higher executive functions, our decisions making, our judgments, is considered fully developed. So when you're a teenager or a young adult and you're making some of those reckless decisions that your parents or grandparents or other family members don't agree with, that's why. That's a reason behind it. Well, let's take this a step further, because even from the moment that we're born, our experiences shape who we are, how we handle our emotions, how we deal with certain experiences. In regards to trauma, stress, even if you just want to get away, relax, just step away, take a break from it all. There are many different ways that you can do this. There are things you can do on your own as an individual. There are things you can do as a group. And there are other things you can do under the guidance of a medical professional. Some of the things that you can do by yourself is something called mindfulness. So So that's when you take like an introspective look at self and become aware of the different things your body is doing, the different ways your body is responding. You know, other things include meditation. That could be done by yourself, which usually meditation is done by the self. Or you can do it with someone else to help guide you through it. And that may be just taking moments of silence, closing your eyes. You may enjoy some light music, maybe even relaxing by the water and just listening to the sounds of the waves as you just pause, think, calm yourself, and focus on what's going on with you, listening to the sounds around you. And that will help to calm you and put you in a better mind space, a better moment to then handle the situations ahead of you. Other things may include yoga, which is very similar to the others, except now you're putting your body through different flows and movements in response to your breath. And it helps to calm down with stress, and it's also highly backed by scientific research. Then there are other things you can do with the help of a medical professional, such as EMDR, or eye movement desensitization response. And that helps to recalibrate or switch the way the brain thinks or processes the trauma that has been experienced. There are other forms such as cognitive behavioral therapy, which is done under the guidance of a medical professional. And not all things have to be medications. I know nowadays we are becoming much more cognizant of the things that we're putting in our bodies, and it's really important for us to maintain our health and know different side effects or reactions of the things that we're taking. So you can tell your provider, if you choose to see one, that you'd like to avoid medicines, or you want to try the more conservative options first, as some of the things I've mentioned before starting medications. And there's some people, medication may need to be started, and that's okay. You can even set a time limit with your provider if you'd like to give it a try, and do them in conjunction with therapy. Actually, therapy and medications have the best response overall as opposed to doing them individually. So these are just different ways and aspects that we can take control of our mental health, because that's something we have power over. We can take control of that. We can make those decisions and help to tailor our responses to different things that happen in our lives. It's really important, not just for now to be able to do it, but for your future health as well, because things that we do now will definitely affect us much later on in our life. So it's best to get a grip on things now while you can, so that you'll continue to be healthy and live a full and happy life.
Thank you so much for that knowledge. Let us not make this a start-stop project. Let's be intentional and take the steps that we need to partner with our brains. I want you to start right where you are and continue the journey. Imagine if we all reached our maximum potential. Imagine if we all became what we were created to be. My hope is that you understand how special you are and begin to take those unique steps on your journey. Keep the faith and let God guide you to your position on earth. Don't forget to mind your mental and let's wealth our way through. We got this. But now, the moment you have been waiting for. Where is the Ark sailing to next? Let us welcome back Amari Lewis as he gives us the destination reveal.
I got a secret for y'all. The last event, we took a survey to figure out where the ball was going next. And when we got back the survey, we seen that you guys either wanted to go to England, wanted to go to Africa, or wanted to go to Europe. So, do you guys know where we're going next? Can you guess where we're going next? Well, we're going to find out from the ARKAs. Yes, that's right. We're going to the beautiful continent of Africa, to the beautiful country of Ghana. See you there.
That's right. We going to Ghana, Africa. Stay tuned for this sale. Please follow us on social media at Facebook and Instagram at TheARKatl. That's TheARK.
Feel free to give us a donation from your heart.
Thank you all for supporting us thus far. I always say, it takes a community to build a community, and that is what we intend to do. This is why, through our art experiences, we are on a mission to empower families to win life together in an ever-changing world through education and mind-blowing opportunities. In addition, we also strive to produce a global impact by advancing the wellness of families with purpose.
And now, a huge thanks to our event cast. Time to make some ARK noise! There would be no show without the consent and participation of our brave Freeists for sharing their mental wealth world with us. Let us give a big ARK applause for our 8 Freeists. Christopher Hector.
All aboard.
Nicole Williams.
And bring a friend. We don't want this thing to
Anthony
done.
George.
It could never end. Take a trip.
Alana Laneford. Marissa Harris. Imani Holloman. Donna Lamb. And Shanta Douglas.
From coast to coast, family event. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Stamp the book so we all can sail. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to the Ark.
We present our Freeists with these mean, raw bouquets because they should never forget the true beauty within themselves. We are a reflection of the beauty we see. If you would like to check out the full interviews of each of our Freeists, it will be uploaded to our YouTube page, so please subscribe and check in. Thank you so much, everyone. It has been truly an honor. Once again, I am Zakia Lescott, founder, CEO, and messenger of TheARKatl, and we thank you for sailing life with us for this ARK experience. Hit the Freeway!
Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome to TheARKatl. Stamp the book so we all about family wellness, about youth education, about children enjoyment, about culture and all aboard and bring a friend. We don't want this thing too done. It could never end. Take a trip, an experience where we travel from coast to coast. Family event. Welcome to TheARKatl. Welcome